we had our own cybersecurity conference. Now, I'm not sure how many folks that watch this program are familiar with that, but this is getting to be a decent-sized gathering. It's a free conference. It was available online during the week, so I think we had on the order of thousands of folks participating online, and we also had on the order of about 1,000 folks participating at, where it was the Marriott Marquis in Times Square. So very good conference. I thought it was pretty good. You know, for ThreatTraq, we had the opportunity to hand out these little tissues. No, they're actually, microfiber cloths.
Yes.
And
this was really the highlight of the entire security conference, was the opportunity to come see us at the ThreatTraq booth and talk to us.
And obtain a highly prized, very rare microfiber cloth with our faces on it.
Right. So we have a bunch of these. I'm trying to hold up here. These things that are hard to get control of. So in any case, we handed out a bunch of those. We have some remaining still, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So folks are interested in these. Send us a note. We'll figure out a way to get one to you.
Send us a question, and if we answer it on the show.
Oh, there we go.
Right. We'll definitely send you one.
So, but I thought it'd be worthwhile to just take a few moments and kind of highlight some of the things from the conference. So Matt, we'll go to you first. And what captured your interest?
Well, my favorite talk was Melanie Ensign's talk. Melanie works for Facebook, and she actually used to work for AT&T, so we're very familiar with her. We're a big fan of her. And she had a talk on InfoSec's reputation. I think the general gist of the talk was that today we tend to get our message across about why security is important using what amounts to scare tactics. You know, getting people worried about security. And there are other ways, and Melanie outlined a couple of those, and her approach to making people feel good about fixing the security problems that we have. So I like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. And you know, I think the other aspect of this perhaps is that, I think she quoted Dan Kaminsky, and because he was in a discussion and pointed out that now in cybersecurity everybody is in the room. So it's not enough to talk about the techno jargon. Everybody else has to be able to understand the concepts around cybersecurity, and making that translation, building a relationship, is an important part of it. So good observation there, Matt. You know, I think one of the things that, again, building relationship, one of the things that sort of I identified with is John Gannon's presentation. Now, John Gannon is on our legal counsel. He helps us with our cybersecurity things. You know, I remember when cybersecurity was really a technical focus. You know, how do you keep the hackers out? How do you detect them? Things like that. But now there are more significant legal ramifications, responsibilities to uphold protection of information. And so he was talking about how to build that relationship between your legal counsel and the security practitioners. And you find this?
I find this amusing because I'm a little partial to it, because I might have had a name shout out to myself in that talk.
Oh,
so
no kidding.
I'll take it back. I'm actually tied as to which one's my favorite. So.
Yeah. Okay, very good. So anyway, I thought that was a very good talk as well. John Markley, what are your thoughts?
Well, it was a very good conference. I remember Mr. Donovan, who of course was well placed here in the company to see, the big picture. Did a nice talk about some of the challenges coming up in the future. In particular, he pointed out that that the adversaries are getting a lot more aggressive, and and our footprint is so much bigger on what they can attack. So the network's got to keep changing. We have more of the Internet of Things, more nodes, more issues, and with these more aggressive attackers, we just got to increase our actions here.
And I thought it was really good that John Donovan actually came to the conference and spoke in person. He is basically responsible for AT&T's technology development and operations activities, so has a really significant responsibility from a technical standpoint, and is a very strong advocate for cybersecurity. So that's a very promising thing, and it was good that he was able to be here. John Hogeman, what did you find?
Well,
other than
myself
meeting
being
the folks
at the show,
there,
I liked Ed Amoroso's talk, our boss, Chief Security Officer for AT&T. He gave a talk on the 10 habits of highly successful CISOs. Not that I'm a CISO myself, but actually it really, these 10 points really applied kind of universally across the landscape. You could really take some points from this. And the number one, which is probably the most provocative that we all kind of gripped onto, was that number one was encourage mischief, which basically means not necessarily that you want to do anything malicious, but you want to be able to encourage that kind of creative hacking type thinking within your organization, so that you have your people thinking about ways that things could be hacked and thinking kind of outside the box around problems and things that maybe people haven't thought about before. Also, I forget which one. We have a handy dandy card so we can refer to it that was handed out at the conference. But number 4 takes pride in playing defense, which is kind of the counterpoint of, it's really easy to find that one vulnerability and exploit it. But as security defenders like ourselves, the really hard thing to do is to defend against all of these different points of attack that could be leveraged, and being able to recognize when they're being exploited. So
I agree
really
thoroughly. So, finding one hole versus protecting all the holes, certainly it's a higher technical challenge, but I also think it's a higher moral ground to be in a defensive mode than it is to be in the attacker mode.
I think Ed did take a point of saying that, he's no longer impressed if you can break into something.
Right.
Show me someone who's willing to do the defensive side, that impresses him.
Right. It tends to be a little less glamorous in today's time.
Certainly.
Remember when security research was all focused around creating security solutions? And it seems like all the research, all the contests are around finding ways to break systems.
Right.
It's just that's perhaps something along the lines of what Melanie was talking about. Let's find a way to make it a more positive activity.
I think he said even like offense is easy, defense is hard.
Yep. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So anyway, if you didn't get an opportunity to check the AT&T Cybersecurity Conference out when it was online, or when it was, actually visiting the program, the videos will be posted. I don't actually have a time when they're going to be posted, but there will be video program posted. I think you still have to register for the conference to get access to the video, but I think it's certainly well worth your time to take a look at that.